Hey, aloha everyone, Michael Crouch here, and welcome to this lesson where we're going to be talking about setting up your digital marketing consulting agency and all the things you need to get going, like your website, your merchant account, and everything you need to really be in business, okay? But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about really just what are the two primary ways that we can make money online. Well, they're really just selling products and services, right? Those are really the only two things that we can sell, either a product or a service, right? And so with a digital marketing consulting agency, we are selling a service, right? So before we kind of talk about the service industry, I want to talk about the differences, and then we'll get into basically what you need to do to set up your website, merchant account, all those sorts of things, right? So in the world of products, right, we'll put products over here. And then we'll put services over here. All right, so in the world of products, what is the number one platform, especially in the last few years, for selling products, right? Shopify. Now, Shopify has gained so much steam just over the past few years. And have you ever wondered why? Have you wondered why Shopify has gotten so big? You have the youngest billionaire ever now, Kylie Jenner, who started her store, Kylie Cosmetics, on Shopify. Why is it that this store and this platform is so powerful, okay? The reason, if you've been wondering, is because of apps. Now, if you guys have seen any of my other videos, you know I am huge on apps. Now, apps really, at the end of the day, is just a piece of near perfectly working software, right? Or perfect software that's ready to go, easy to access, you know, like I like to say, push the purple dinosaur simple, right? So you can access all of these cool tools for your e-commerce store, whether that's maybe you want to put a countdown timer on there, or an email autoresponder, or an upsell sequence, or a social proof app that has a little, you know, box pop up at the bottom when people purchase on your store. All those sorts of things can be apps. But in the old days of the internet, which is like 5 years ago, those things had to be coded from scratch. And so I was that guy that was having to, you know, either fly overseas or, you know, find coders here in the US to do all that stuff. And I can tell you, being on the other side of it and not having the ability to use apps a few years ago, it was hard. You know, every single thing that you had to do, even something as simple as just a countdown timer, you would have had to get a hold of a coder, have them code it. You know, it might take a few days, might take a week, might have bugs you have to work out, and it's a whole process. And that's just for one small app. Let alone if you had a big app like a one-click upsell sort of thing that's much more complicated, that might take weeks or months to build and also be buggy, and you have to work it out and cost a bunch of money to build. Whereas now it costs just a fraction of the price to access it as an app, and you have it working on your store within minutes or seconds, right? And it's a win-win for everybody, because instead of the developer charging you, let's say, $10,000 or $20,000 to build an upsell app for your store, they could charge you like $100, but they can sell it 100 times over or 1,000 times over. So you pay less, the developer makes more, and you get it faster, bug-free, and everybody's happy, right? So that's why this is such a kind of a huge revolution or evolution of apps, because of it being such a humongous win-win-win for everybody, right? Now, with Shopify, in addition to having the largest app store, they're also probably the best SKU management in the world, meaning they have the best product management in the world, right? And so it's really, you know, one of the best, if not the very best solution out there if you are going to sell products. So on this side of things is where we are, services. Now, if you're new to internet marketing, services, in my opinion, is a better place to start. It's actually less moving parts, especially getting into the world of being a digital marketing consultant. You don't have a lot of stuff to manage, right? You can go into a business and you can show them how to increase their profitability by a lot, make them a lot of money, but you don't have to really have a ton of moving parts in the business. So it allows you to scale, right? Even more so than having a social media marketing agency where you're actually doing the work. That also, in my opinion, is quicker to scale than doing products, but not as quick to scale as being a consultant, because with an agency, you're actually doing the work, right? You're going to a company and you're saying, hey, we're going to actually manage your ads. So if you start managing a dozen or 2 dozen or 3 dozen companies and doing all their ads, yeah, you might make a pretty good amount of money, which is good, and I think it's a good business. But it is definitely going to have a tax on your time, because you're going to have people calling you and asking why this ad is doing that, and fix my Facebook, it's messing up here or there. And so as a consultant, we can kind of have the best of all worlds, right? We can get into business, we can have the least number of moving parts, and we're not going to have any issues scaling as a consultant, because we're not actually doing the work, right? We're just a consultant, right? So what we want to look for is, what is the Shopify equivalent on the services side? Now there's a few of them out there. One of them is called Teachable. My personal favorite that I've used for quite some time now is a service called Kajabi. Now Kajabi is actually built on the same code as Shopify. It actually looks very, very similar. It's called Liquid. And so if you've ever used Shopify and you're familiar with their user interface and user experience and basically where everything's at and how it looks, Kajabi is almost a mirror image of that. It is very, very, very close. But instead of products, it's really geared towards services, right? So on the Shopify side of things, we're really talking about physical products, right? Delivering a physical product. Whereas on the Kajabi side of things, we're talking about delivering a service, or also delivering a digital product, right? So one of the biggest things that we can have on our side when it comes to being a consultant is having things that we can give to the client in addition to our consulting, right? So imagine that you're on the other side of the table here, and you're the business, and someone is pitching you on being consulted, right? And they're telling you, hey, we can take your business where you're at right now. We can show you the latest greatest in digital and social marketing, and we can increase your revenue by X, right? That would be pretty compelling. But for a lot of companies, they want to have the work done for them, and that's really what you're trying to stay away from, because you're trying to have ultimate time leverage, right? Because at the end of the day, all of us, I think I can say, not only want to make good revenue in our lives, we want to make a solid income, but we also want to have time freedom, right? That's a huge one. We want to, for me, I want to be able to live on Maui. I want to be able to go and surf when I want to surf. I want to be able to hang out with my family when I want. I don't want to be super constricted by a lot. And I think that happens to a lot of entrepreneurs, is they get into the entrepreneurial game to get out of the 9 to 5, but they find that if they don't set it up right, they end up working more than a 9 to 5 and maybe even making less money, right? So now they've kind of worked backwards, right? So kind of like Ty Lopez says, we're not optimizing for the grind, right? We're optimizing for what we want, which could be more time with family, time freedom in general to go do things we like do sports or go to the gym, or just have that freedom to not be under somebody else's watch, right? And so that's really the kind of things we want to optimize for, right? Not optimizing for grinding and working even more than we would on the 9 to 5, right? And so that's what's really, really exciting about being a consultant, is it's one of the best ways you can position yourself going into 2020 and 2021, because we have tools working for us right now. And actually I have goosebumps. I don't know if you can see that on the camera there, but I get really excited about this stuff. Is we have tools right now that we've never had before, literally just within the last 12 months. If you've seen one of my other videos, High Level is a huge one. So High Level is a super app that's going to allow you to not only be a consultant, but also to make residual money off of your client by offering them a software, right? So a lot of advantages that literally have just come around in the last 12 months for being a consultant. So you couldn't even have done this stuff like 2 or 3 years ago. It just didn't exist at the level it does now, where you can really have that ultimate financial freedom along with that ultimate time freedom, right? So looking at Kajabi, when we talk about physical products versus services, which is really more like a digital product, one of the big things that Kajabi is going to do is it's going to allow for video, right? So that's going to be one of the biggest digital products that we can deliver is video trainings, right? The other one, which we're going to use high level for, is software. Okay, so video and software are two things that we can add on to our consulting that is not going to take away from the, it's not going to add an additional time burden, right? So if we provide somebody with video, in addition to our consulting services where they can go and access the video and see the step-by-step on how to do the latest and greatest in marketing, then that's an extra thing that we can provide as a consultant that's actually, you know, tangible and physical, but it doesn't take away extra time from us. Like on the marketing agency side of things, the more clients we get, the more ads accounts we have to run for people, that obviously sucks up a bunch of time. This doesn't. Same thing with software. So if you're giving somebody access to, like I said, the high level software as an example, that's a huge advantage that they can get as a service, and you can even white label it for your company, and they can have access to this super app, which is going to add tons of revenue to their business, and it's physical and tangible. It's actually a software that they can use, and you can make a ton of monthly revenue off of offering that, and it doesn't take away much, if any, of your time to add that on, right? So if you haven't seen my other video on high level, definitely go and check that out. There's a link in that video so you can go ahead and download the high level software, get a free trial, and then Ty and I have set up a special sequence that we use that you can actually get. So you don't even have to build your own sequence. You can actually just have all of our sequencing and the stuff that we use pre-built in there, ready to go, right? So definitely, if you haven't had a chance to watch that video on high level, please definitely go do that, because it's going to be one of the biggest tools that you can use in your consulting agency. The other one here is going to be Kajabi and everything that it does. Now, it's not just a video platform. That's just one of the things that it does. Is it's going to allow for, instead of you delivering physical products, it's going to allow you to deliver digital products. So things, to be able to deliver those video trainings. Now, the other stuff it's going to do is it's going to be your website, it's going to be your merchant, it's going to be your email autoresponder. It's going to be a pipeline / funnel builder. And just put 3 dots here, and quite a few other things, okay? So there's a lot built into here. In addition to all the things it has several app integrations as well. So you have not as robust of an app store as Shopify, but you have several apps that will integrate with Kajabi, plus you have a very robust Zapier integration, which Zapier alone is going to give you access to 500 plus apps. Okay? So you really have kind of a full-blown app platform like you do with Shopify. Tons of things that it's going to cover for you. Your website, so you don't need to set up a WordPress or anything like that. You can actually do that all through Kajabi. Your merchant account, so that you can bill your clients. Email autoresponder and client management is awesome, so you can basically manage all your clients, keep in touch with them. Your pipeline and funnel builder, so that if you want to set up sales pages or sequences or all kinds of stuff, you can have tripwires and lead capture and all that kind of stuff built in. And then you have a full-blown Zapier integration, so if you want to integrate all kinds of cool stuff, you can do that with lead ads and ClickFunnels integration and just some really cool stuff. So it's basically like an all-in-one tool, just like Shopify, that you can kind of have that super app ability of about 10 plus softwares built into one, with the ability to add on even more. Obviously, Zapier alone gives you the ability to add on over 500 apps. Okay, so later in this video, we're going to get into actually the specifics on how to set this up. So I'm actually going to take you on my computer and kind of walk you step by step through Kajabi. We've actually set up kind of a mock account that we use for showing you guys how to set up a digital marketing consulting company. So it should be really, really easy for you to follow along and see exactly how to use it. Now, if you want to access a free trial of Kajabi, you can click the link above or below the video, and there should be a link there where you can actually access a free trial. So highly recommend it. High level, I would say, is my #1 go-to. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that video, go check that out. And in that video, there should be a link to the software, so you can get a free trial of that, plus special sequencing that we've set up for you. So not only do you get the free trial, but you get some pre-built sequences that are super, super, super powerful, that are already preloaded in, so you don't have to build them yourself. And then #2 to that is definitely going to be Kajabi. They're actually neck and neck. I'd say they're almost even tied for #1, just because Kajabi does so much as well for your business, including being your website and your merchant, which is a huge one. You have to have a website, and you have to have a way to charge, and to have all these other app abilities built in here is just icing and sprinkles on the cake. So there will be a link above or below this video so that you can access your free trial of Kajabi as well. So definitely go and get your free trials of both of those softwares, Kajabi in this video, and then High Level, find that video and get the free trial there. Because in my opinion, those are going to be by far two of the best tools that you can have to really get your digital marketing agency up and running, and give you a way that you can really, really scale and have, like I said, ultimate financial and time freedom. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, later on, we're going to jump onto my computer, and I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step on how to set this up. But hopefully you guys got a lot out of kind of seeing how it compares to the product equivalent on Shopify, and seeing how you can really leverage Kajabi. So appreciate you guys for watching. Aloha from Maui, and I'll see you guys inside.